Welcome to Vacation Rental Mastery, where your host, Karan Narang, guides you through harnessing vacation rental investments. Whether you're new to vacation rentals or expanding your portfolio, this podcast fuels your path to freedom. Join us in this movement to transform your life. Ready for change and legacy building? You're in the right place. Let's embark on this freedom journey and master vacation rental investing together.
So, Steve, thank you very much for joining me on this episode of Securing Your Freedom Through Short-Term Rentals. I do believe, you have some short-term rentals in place, but give us some background on who Steve is and what you do.
Yeah, so right now I'm a full-time real estate investor. I've been doing that for about a year, primarily using the short-term rental income. And then right now I have 5 short-term rentals all in the Poconos. And then I was, and then one is more of a midterm, long-term rental down in Tampa.
Okay, that's awesome. Actually, we manage one in the Poconos, and I know it's fairly complicated. If it's in an HOA and things like that, it gets a little complicated. But hey, congratulations. Sounds like you've pivoted from an alternate career going into short-term rentals. So where did you come from? What did you do prior to short-term rentals?
Yeah, so prior to that, I was in the healthcare finance. I was the CFO for a hospital system in New York City.
Nice. No, that's awesome. And I think, we share a theme because I quit my full-time W-2 job at the end of December as well. So December 31st, 2023 was my last day on my W-2 job. So sounds like, you're enjoying the time freedom as much as I am and the financial freedom, right? So I'm glad that things worked out in that fashion for you. Now, one of the themes that we focus on this podcast is how people are securing their freedoms, right? Time, financial, location, relational freedom, and impact freedom through investing in short-term rentals, and it looks like you've been able to do that as well. So, Steve, tell us a little bit. What is there something specific you want to talk about today? Is there a concern, an issue you're facing? Is there something strategically you'd like to do?
Yeah, I wanted to see if you can help me optimize my listings. I feel like I've been doing the same thing the last year. It really haven't made a lot of changes to my listings.
Yeah.
And then I know one of them is kind of right now it's not getting as many reservations as I'd like.
Yeah, so we see that as a theme. Recently, we've been seeing a lot of people feeling the same way, that I need to do something a little different in order to stand out from the crowd, in order to actually trigger more bookings, in order to be able to keep up the level of revenue they've had in the last several years, or even optimize and do better. So it's become more of a invest, wait, and watch to invest and then reinvest your time, reinvest your effort, reinvest your time, reinvest your effort. So it's that cycle now where it's taking a lot more effort and time to truly optimize these listings. There was a time when things, you could post online and properties would get booked and you wouldn't have to do much. But those days are gone. There's a lot more competition today. As we know that, in some areas, spend has gone down. And in order to truly enjoy the abnormal returns that short-term rentals give us, there's a little more work involved. But the good news is that with a little more work involved, you put in the work, more than likely you're going to see those gains come in. So yeah, let's talk about your short-term rentals. Let's see what it is, what listings you want to share with us. Let's take a look at that, and I'll give you my input for sure.
Sure, let me just pull that up.
Let me know if you're able to share your screen. That way we can take a look at the listing together.
Sure. Let me see if I can share screen. It says disabled for
Okay,
share.
give me a second. Okay. Alrighty, try again.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah, so
Yep.
we are able to see your Airbnb account now, and we see multiple listings there. So let's open one up and let's have a conversation, see what we can, how we can help out there.
Yeah, so this one, we can take a look at it. What I've done last week, I didn't see that many listings. I'm sorry, not that many bookings. So I've actually made some changes to put in a new listing, and that hasn't really worked that well. But this is the old listing. If you want to,
Okay.
it's got a
Okay.
good amount of reviews. These pictures are from when the listing first started, so they're about 4 years old. So one of the thoughts is maybe I need to redo the photos and update some of the pictures.
Yeah, if you don't mind, actually, can you send me this listing in the chat message so I can scroll through and walk through?
Sure. Yeah, let me um, in the chat.
No, just go to your Zoom and chat there in the Zoom chat. Okay, here it is. I do have it. All right, I'm going to take back control here so that I can
Sure.
walk through this listing and all right, Steve. So it looks like your listing didn't come through, but I will find it. Mhm. And I should be able to edit out all this stuff from.
Sure.
Oh, it's not active.
Oh, I see. That's why. Okay, let me send you this other one. Hold on just a second. Let me I thought I made it active, so that's maybe part of the okay, here we go. I just saved it.
Oh,
So maybe if you can try, let's see if we can.
yep.
In the meantime, if it doesn't work, I can send you another listing that we can
No,
maybe.
it's here. It's here.
Okay, it is here. Okay.
Okay, so let's take a look at this. So Steve, we have your listing open, and let's take a look at it and see how we might be able to optimize. And you did say this is a listing that is not necessarily performing like you would like it to. Is that correct?
Right.
Yeah, I'm looking at your calendar, and I see that you have one night bookings. Is that something intentional, or what are you trying to do
No,
there?
that's it's booked for the weekend. So right now this listing is only booked for the weekend. 2 days. I don't know why it shows as 1 day booking, but
Yeah, because when I go in here and I see that it's booked for the
right,
night of the 17th, and it's just one night, and the booked up for the
right.
night of the 24th, that's just one night. So that right there, unless it is, okay, I do see it. It looks like there's something going on with your calendar. It's not even going to allow you to book it for the weekend because if you look here,
Oh yeah, those weekends are booked. That's why.
so the 17th is booked
Yes,
for one night.
for 2 nights. It's the Friday, Saturday. It just doesn't show it that way, but it's booked.
Okay,
So
okay.
yeah, so all the Februarys are booked. So the March you can see you cannot book. If you go to March, you'll see.
Correct, I see that.
Yeah.
So right now you're only booking out on the weekends and you're not able to extend. Are you doing any sort of upsell to add in nights before or after?
No.
So let me give you a tip, right? So this is, and I would take some notes, and the first tip I would give you is every time there's a booking, here's what we do in our short-term rental business, right? Every time a booking comes in, on the next day, 24 hours after the booking comes in, we offer them 20% off for the night before or the night or for any additional nights that they add on. Okay?
Okay.
After that, if they are, we see, let's say they're coming in 4 weeks from now, we will stagger out at different times over the next 4 weeks. We will stagger out the amount of discount we give, going up to 50% discount if it's the week off. Let's say they're checking in this Friday. So one of the things I would do immediately right now is look at the guests who are coming in next this Friday, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if their Thursday is not booked, offer them 50% off. What do you have to lose? It's a weekend anyways, right?
Right.
So we will, depending on how close we are to the date, and if we have the nights before or after available, we offer different levels of discounts.
Got it. Okay.
90% of the times, people will either take that discount, or they will say, I cannot come in earlier, but can you give me early check-in, late check-out, whatever it is. I can't stay another night, but I'd love to come in early, or I'm coming in early, I'd love to get in early, right? We then charge them a fee for the early check-in. So let's say, this is, let's say $450 a night is what we're looking at right now.
Yeah.
If they book the property for an additional night at $225, that's great, right? To you, it's no additional cost. It's your property, it's already there. But if they say we cannot come in the night before because we have to take off from work, whatever it is, then they most times will ask, can I come in earlier? Can I check in earlier? Or can I check out later? Especially on a Sunday. Nobody wants to check out on a Sunday. They want to go home Sunday evening, not Sunday morning.
Right.
Now, if $225 for the additional night, can I charge them $175 to come in earlier? Sure. $150 to $175, people will pay. Because what they're saying is, no, it's not too expensive for me. They're not giving you that feedback. They're saying, I can't make it because I got other commitments.
Got it. Okay.
So somehow we typically will end up getting either the additional night or early check-in, late check-out. What you have to keep in mind is if you're allowing them to check in early, you have to go in and block that night before. If they're checking in on Thursday and they say, I want to come in early, go block Wednesday night. It's not booking anyways. It's already Monday, right? And
Right.
it's middle of the week. More than likely, people are not coming. Their rules are different in high season, so you have to be careful. But when the season's low, let's go sell either side of their stay, or let's sell early check-in, late check-out. Of course, you got to make sure your cleaners are okay with that and all that stuff, but generally speaking, you can work that out. So that's tip number one. Now, your reviews are good. You got 211 reviews at 4.89. I don't see why you should go start a new listing. When you have a new listing, it comes across as a new property. I know some people try to use that as a trigger to be promoted in the Airbnb algorithm to the top.
Yes.
But I think the credibility of the listing is really important. So I would be careful about sacrificing that. Okay.
Okay.
Now, looking at your property, it looks quite nice. I do believe that these are not very professional pictures, are they? Did you pay someone to take these, or yeah?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
I mean,
because
about 4 years ago. So.
yeah, I would certainly think about getting updated pictures. To me, it seems like the lighting can be better in the property. Like, when they take the pictures, I think you might be able to do a little better job with that, maybe a different photographer. Because if for some reason they don't have the pop. When I look at these pictures, they don't pop like, many professional pictures. So just maybe just a fresh look. The other
Okay.
thing that I would do is, for example, this is a good picture. One of the things that I would do here is if this property sleeps, let's say 8. How many does it sleep?
I think 15.
So if it sleeps 15 and I only see 4 chairs here,
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, you know what? Yeah, we can all sit and watch TV, but no, we can't all sit and watch TV. Where are we going to sit?
Right.
Have you
Okay.
added in more seating here?
I haven't, but I'm probably will have to change out these chairs, and then so I can put some sofas in and more seating. Yeah,
100%. And I
probably
would
some big
certainly,
bags and stuff like
and
that.
you have the space. Looks like you have the space to add additional seating, right?
Yeah,
People like to gather. And when you're creating a space where people can come and gather, especially bigger homes, we have a lot of bigger homes. When you are creating a space where people can come and hang out and spend time together, you want to make sure they got that place they can actually do that. And here you can. You've got a movie theater seating, which is nice, but I would rather have regular seating that seats, 8, 10, 14, whatever it is, or expand this and add more movie theater seats and do something there, right? It always blows my mind. People rent these beautiful homes to come and stay out there, and they're sitting inside watching TV versus hanging out outside. Okay.
right.
Yep. So I you definitely have the space to do more here.
Okay, do you think I should add more games and things like that in there?
So
Like
we'll
maybe.
come back to the amenities. I see ping pong. I see that there are like basketball hoop is what I'm guessing.
Yep.
I do believe that you will attract more people if you add in more like arcade games versus basketball hoop. The basketball hoop's good, but I think you need more, something a little more because think about the possibilities. If you have an arcade game, there's so many different games there. People can be entertained for a long time, while they'll be entertained with this as well for a bit. But I do believe that overall it'll give you better bang for your buck if you put in a couple of arcade games there.
Okay.
Now here I see you're trying to showcase the open loft, but I really hope you're trying to showcase that computer table there, right? The workspace I think is actually
Yeah.
more important to focus. Here you focus on the open loft. I think a focus on the workspace. If it is me, what I would even do is I would put a computer there, let people feel like, hey, we can go there and work versus
Yep.
it's just a table. So it kind of helps people visualize it. Oh yeah, I can work there. Okay, this is a twin bed in the loft area.
Yep.
One of the things that I like to do in lofts better than putting a twin bed there is I would rather put a day bed with a trundle.
Okay.
It right now this looks like a sleeping space to me, but I see
Okay.
that table, the computer table there.
Yep.
I would rather see a day bed where I can go hang out, and a day bed with a trundle will even give you sleeping too.
Right.
But it also helps me think that the space can be used for more than just sleeping, right? Just hanging out and just relaxing there, right? So
Yep.
versus a bed. So just something to keep in mind there.
Got it.
Great job with the decor and everything. It looks really nice. Looks quite inviting, and I do like the fact that you've got the king bed. Yeah, excellent. Great job there.
Thank you.
Full and twin size. That's good. No, you've done a great job with the decor. Like I said, I think it's worth getting new pictures, twin and full size. One of the things that I'd urge you to think about is how can you make the place a little more warm and inviting, right? Um, if you can put in, more, I don't know, rugs would help make it a little more warm and inviting. I would certainly take a look at that. Now, when I look at this outdoor space, I look at this and I say, yeah, there's a lot we can do here. But I also look at it and say, that looks really crowded to me.
Okay.
So see if you can clean this up a little bit in terms of making it look a little more spacious. It seems to be a good sized deck, but it does not seem like there's a lot of room to move around there, right? I
Right.
also believe that, this property being so much about the outdoors, there needs to be a little more emphasis on what you're doing outdoors here, right? Um,
Yeah. So we have a fire pit where we probably took out that little kids thing right now. Yeah.
oh, there you go.
So that's yeah.
So this picture definitely should go because it does not
Okay.
represent what the property
Yeah.
is. I like this picture a lot better. The one thing that does wonders, which I'm still shocked because everybody does it, I would absolutely put in some string lights here.
Okay.
So have a handyman come in and put some posts in the ground, right? Metal posts with string lights going around, strung around. It just makes this whole fire pit place be a lot more cozy, right?
Got it.
And if you really want to make it look festive, you could even go with those string lights over the deck. That'd be absolutely spectacular. People love that. Even today, people love it.
Okay.
Do you, is there something you can do to add in pictures of things you can do nearby? So hiking
Yes.
trails and it's in the Poconos, maybe there's a lake or something. I would bring in a couple elements of what can you do when you go in here. When you come stay with us, these are the things you can do close by, right?
Yep.
So definitely look at that. And yes, I would certainly. The other thing that I think could be really appealing for the outdoor shots once you've got the string lights is to take pictures at twilight.
Twilight. Okay.
Yep. So that's on the picture side of things. On the listing itself, let's take a look at that real quick. How often do you update this listing?
I haven't updated for years, so probably the same as when it first came out, or
Give
minor
it
updates.
give it a refresh. I'll tell you a big blessing in our space right now is ChatGPT.
Okay.
You can literally go there and say, rewrite this Airbnb listing for me to attract X type of guest. Families who are coming together to entertain, to hang out, to have a good weekend, or to enjoy nature and outdoors, and it'll redo this whole thing for you in less than 5 minutes, less than a couple of minutes, right?
Yep. Okay.
Change the copy because someone who's seen it is going to be like, oh, I already saw this. I've read this before, even if they don't remember the picture. How often do you go update the picture sequence here?
I don't think I've updated this at all.
So a big term that we use in marketing is what they call stop the scroll. So
Okay.
when somebody searches for a place in the Poconos and they are scrolling down the list of things, what's that one picture that'll be like, wait a minute, what's that property? I haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
So imagine this, right? I'm going to go back to that picture of the outdoors, right, real quick, because I like that picture. This picture. Imagine I have this picture, but now there's string lights right over this deck and this outdoor space, and it's a twilight picture with a little fireplace, like the fire going, because photographers can actually add fake fire to it, and it looks like it's a real fire.
Got it.
And
Yep.
and if I had that picture, I'd be like, wow, that property looks great. Let me take a look. Okay.
Okay.
So
Perfect.
you
Yep.
want you want a picture that's going to stop the scroll. You want to update the copy. The copy here, I definitely would go in and update especially if you haven't done it in a long time, because remember, your audience is changing. It's changed from when you own this property,
Okay.
right? So definitely update the pictures. Make the property a little warmer on the inside. Rugs. Told you about that play area. You're lucky you have a good space there, but give it a little more pop, right? Bring in that seating required because there's not enough seating in front of the TV, and people
Right.
still love it. Whether you like it or not, people like it.
Okay.
The pictures, twilight pictures with the string lights, the copy. What do you think of your pricing? Is your pricing aligned with the market? Is the pricing um, above, below? What do you think? Are you analyzing pricing on a daily basis?
Not on I'm on Price Labs.
Yeah.
So I did last week took a look at the reports on Price Lab, and the pricing seems to be aligned. Um, I do think that one of the things I looked at was on Rank Breeze, was that this listing was, just not high up in the ranking.
Yeah, and
So,
that makes a lot of sense because you have not really done much to update the listing.
right.
Airbnb likes to promote those who are very active with the listing.
Okay.
They're updating it, they're keeping it fresh. There's enough fluctuation in the pricing, and while pricing, like Price Labs does a good job,
Right.
those days of setting price slabs and then forgetting it are gone, right? So it takes a lot more effort than that. I hope in Price Labs you've set up your competitors. You're doing the analysis to see what their pricing looks like when they got booked, to see what the market is doing. Are you doing that?
You mean the individual reports, right? The you pay
Mm,
for personally or no?
So when you go into Price Labs, you have what you call neighborhood data, right?
Right.
And in that you can see competitors and comps and all that stuff. Let me see if I can show you.
Yeah, I can pull it up too if you want. But okay.
Yeah, it's the like I said, it's taking a lot more effort now, even though it is absolutely doable, right? So let's look here. Okay, this is a property we're pretty booked, right? So when you look at this property, and I will typically, I have different SOPs for 30, 60, 90 days, 6 months, and a year, right? Now, when I look at the pricing on this property, right, let's say next 60 days, okay, we're actually priced fairly higher. And I'm going to go, our occupancy is already pretty high, right? So I don't necessarily need to worry about it. We're booked solid, and our prices are already significantly higher than the neighborhood. So you see this, right? Our prices are much higher. So you see that final price, that's the price at which the property got booked at, right?
I see.
So we're tracking the market, we're above at the moment, and looks like, we fall off in the summer a little bit. So we'll go update that. So this is neighborhood data. This is what we're looking at. This is the market occupancy, right? The reason, if you look at the pricing, so we're keeping up with the occupancy. We're actually, if I go back into the other screen, you'll see that we're outperforming generally. The market's doing 75%, we're at 86, right?
Right.
The market is at 73 for the next 30 days. We're at 97% booked.
Wow.
For the
Okay.
next 60 days, market's at 85% or 62%, we're at 85%.
Wow. Okay.
And this is still at pretty high prices, right?
Yep.
So we have one night open, right? Which is not bad. And I'm going to leave it that way because we'll upsell somehow to that guest. Right?
Yep.
I'd be happy to give this night away at $400. Now, April, you're going to see a lot more openings because people aren't booking that far out yet, right? Because we're still
Right.
in February, they're booked out March. April will get booked. So again, we come back and we look at the neighborhood data, it tells us a lot. And you see, we've set up competitors, we've identified competitors here. So this is our listing, right? If you look at the pricing, we're at 450, 436, 565.
Yep.
This person's property got booked at much lower prices. We got booked at 700 for the weekend. They were at like 343, right?
Wow. Okay.
Now see these 700, 665, that's a good number to get booked at. So their weekend pricing is aligned with ours, right? Or similar. That's too low, that's too low, that's way too low, right? That's super low. Obviously they're getting booked. His pricing, for example, is super low. Everything is booked here, right? Our pricing is in that 400s, 500 range. 335 is getting booked. But you see how we're kind of priced in between. See, 499 is not booked. 579 is not booked. 430, 450 is booked, right?
Yeah.
I'm also willing to bet that this 565, because that's a Friday, that got booked, right? So we're okay there. 810 is too high for a Friday here. That they're out of line with the pricing. Do you see this?
Right.
That's
Yeah.
and they're not booked. So this is where you want to identify the top competitors you have in the area
Yeah.
and look at their calendars, right?
Right. Right.
And when you look at it on a daily basis, you're going to see what's booking, what's not booking, right?
Right. Now yours, I assume, don't have a pool, right? Just like all the other listings. You compare pools with pools, or how
Yeah,
do you?
so we try to have something that is very close in amenities to this property, right? And
Okay.
you're saying they're the true competitors, right? Now, if you're in a market where, the properties are so different and they don't have that similarity and you have to go with something, let's say a property has a pool and yours doesn't, and you add it in here, just know
Yeah.
that you'll be able to charge a little lower than them. But, it's not a one fun for one comp, but it's something that you should certainly look at,
Okay.
right?
No, yeah, thanks for showing me that. I don't think I used that feature in pricing.
Absolutely. Beautiful
So
feature, works really well. And I do believe this is very helpful for us. We manage these properties as well as we have our own, and we look at every single one. So what we do is we've got we have a total of about 20 listings that we manage, including our own, and we rotate and cycle through it. So on a weekly basis, we're making sure every single one is being touched multiple times, actually. So just something to
okay.
keep in mind. Very important. It's no longer set it and forget it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
So let us look
yeah.
at
The
this,
whole
right?
other.
See, like today, I would come in and take a look at this, right? So I have because my month got booked quite a bit, I bumped this pricing up to see if the market will take it. So today, for example, I'm going to go drop this down a little bit, right? And see if I can get it booked, right? It will. I'm pretty sure it will, but it was worth holding off. So the next 7 days were booked. We're a little low on 30 days. And 60 days, we're still doing fine. The market is at 53, we're at 43. We're probably priced a little higher than the market, and I'm okay with that, right?
Yeah, yeah, for you to maximize your revenue.
Exactly. So we're not rushing to book it out. In this market, the pacing is a little different. The timing of when people book this property is a little different than others.
Got it. Okay.
So important to do that. Okay, good. I'm glad we could take a look at that a little bit as well today, so you got an idea as to what the steps you should take next. So Steve, tell me what else can we go through? So we went through a listing. I think you've gotten some pointers, some tips on what you can do, what you should do. What else can we look at?
Yeah, I think I have some listings that they're booked on the weekends right now, and I don't know if we want to if we went and take a look and see if there's a way to maybe get more bookings during the week.
So
They're
for the
not
weekly
getting booked.
bookings, yeah, definitely take a look at the pricing, right? And if you send me the listings, I will absolutely take a look at them and give you some feedback. Definitely look at your pricing for the weekdays. Most people tend to outprice themselves on the weekdays. They overestimate what someone's willing to pay on the weekday. So definitely look at that. Definitely look at the copy. Do what we did, go through the property, go look at the listings, see who's that guest you're catering to, how big is the property, how many people they're going to seat. Make sure the areas are suitable for that. Look at the pricing. Do what we did on that one listing. Take a look at your
Yeah.
pricing, and I think you'll start seeing some changes there. And what
Okay.
I would urge you is to do it with a little more frequency. I think it's more important to do it more often than not because market dynamics are changing a lot. Because in this market we're in, the dynamics change quite a bit because there's this one person who freaked out and dropped the prices a lot. Now it changes the algorithm, changes things, and your listing, which may be priced accurately yesterday, is no longer priced accurately. So it's something you need to stay on top of on almost a daily basis at this point.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, twice a week. Do it twice a week. Start there, and I think you might be able to do it.
Okay. And how long do you see? I mean, with the copy change and the price change, when you update the photos, I assume there's a period before you seeing some of when you take a new listing on, for example, and make these changes, how soon do you see the ranking gets improved, for example, in Airbnb and the booking comes in more?
So we don't necessarily track exactly how long it takes, right? Because we're not monitoring the rank as such. I understand you're using Rank Breeze, but Rank Breeze to me is an indicator versus a science. It gives me an indicator, did I get better or worse? That's good. But what happens is the search results they vary greatly. If you and I search right now with the same parameters, more than likely it's going to give us different results. And if you searched on your computer versus your phone, it's going to give you different results. I
I
mean,
see.
The Airbnb algorithm is really, really intelligent, right? So it doesn't work. It's not a linear fashion where, hey, I changed this and it went up, right? So you have to do several things. And typically what happens is if I have a listing that's not doing well, I go quite drastic on it. I'll do multiple things at the same time. So I'll drop the prices, I'll change the copy, I'll change the pictures, I'll add in some amenities because I want to give it a boost. I want to get it going, right?
Right.
Because I do believe there is momentum. I think my understanding, and nobody knows, but my understanding is the trend I've seen is if I can get a property booked, if I get it started booked and it books a couple times, the Airbnb algorithm looks and says, people like that property, let's give it a little more, let's push it up in ranking. So just something to think about, just work on those things. If you feel one's really suffering, make those changes, be drastic, get it to book, and then you can inch up pricing, you can inch up things, you can do different things and adjust things at that point. But ultimately, what we're looking for is to provide maximum value to these guests, and that's what Airbnb values the most.
Got it. Okay.
Does it make sense?
Yep. Absolutely.
Awesome. So, what else can I help you with, Steve? Where are you going from here? What's the plan? I know you're a full-time investor now, and
Yep.
you're looking at you're primarily doing short-term rentals. Where are you going from here?
So so I really haven't bought much short-term rentals in the last, say, 2 years. So most
Yeah.
of these short-term rentals are, are older meaning, they bought prior to 2022. So, I'm also starting to look at, again, the markets where, it makes sense to invest in. A lot of the prices, as you know, have gone up. The number just doesn't work. So, really haven't gone deep into it, but I don't know if you've seen any, short-term markets and that where it makes sense to invest.
Yeah, so I'm working with several clients right now to help them acquire new properties and put them in service.
Okay.
We're still finding deals that are pretty good, and the market's actually not bad because all that hype around short-term rentals is kind of gone. The real
Right.
investors are still there, right? Everyone else has left the room.
Yep.
Um, the interest rates are also kind of coming on the way down a little bit, so that's been helpful. It's come down now you can get a mortgage in the sixes, low sixes pretty easily now, right? That's not bad. It's not so far off from where things were, not so long ago. So I do believe that it's a good market. The interest rates are lower. There are markets where the returns are still really good. I'm seeing those deals on a daily basis. Um, the investors, the rookie investors, I'll call them, are generally out of the market, right? They're still fearful of it because that fear on the Airbnb bust or whatever they keep talking about is gone. The other areas that I'd urge you, if you really want to maximize your portfolio, is try to figure out and push the direct booking a lot more. Our 20 to 25% of our revenue comes from direct booking. That's
Okay.
absolutely, it works really well for us. So I would certainly look at it. I don't like staying on one platform alone. This is a business that you're building. You probably have VRBO as well, but I'm not a fan of just the platforms. And you have a lot of history. I hope you've been collecting these email addresses. I hope you've been working with them to get them to come back and stay with you if you've given them a good experience, because that's open to you, right?
Yep.
So definitely work on that. But yeah, the market is doing well. I do believe that there are several opportunities now. People are no longer overpricing the properties. People are more open to lower than asking prices. We're doing it now. I mean, it's been quite nice.
Okay.
Yeah, so there are some
Yeah.
opportunities out there.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah. No. So you're seeing the prices of the, less competition of investors going in. Are you buying existing Airbnbs, or you're looking, when you're buying their they're just homes.
It can be either or. It can be either or. Because one of my favorite types of buying is that properties where there's some value add opportunity to build equity in the property. And it could be either or. It doesn't need to be an existing Airbnb. Yes, you need to be sure that zoning and regulations are met and all that stuff, because that's a big risk. But yeah, I mean, it can be either or.
Okay. Yeah, no, so I'm starting going that direction, start looking at, markets again, and
That's awesome. Yeah, no, it's great. It's great. Like I said, still a lot of opportunity out there. I actually am, we're putting in offers, pretty much every week at this point, trying to secure properties. We're not buying properties at list price anymore. We want to insulate to the downside a little bit. But we're absolutely working for ourselves and for our clients, trying to find properties and make sure, they're cash flowing. And yes, underwriting is important, and it's, we've been able to find some good numbers.
Okay.
Yeah, awesome.
No, that's great. No, that's encouraging, because I think
Yeah,
for a
no.
little, I was fearful myself, so I was out of the market, and
Yeah, no, it's a good opportunity. Right now, I still feel really good about it, and I don't think things are going to go bust. Again, purely my opinion, not financial advice, so please
Sure.
pursue with your own risk. So yeah, that's awesome. Good luck with that. If there's any way in which I can help you move forward with those things, please feel free to reach out. I hope I've given you some value on this call. I hope I've been able to share some of my insights and things that you can implement in your own business to optimize. We love having people on this call who are actually pursuing their freedoms through short-term rentals, and it's amazing. So yeah, congratulations on that. And if there's anything else, please feel free to reach out. Okay.
Great. Thank you. Thanks so much. It's immensely useful with some of the tools and tricks you show me, and
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for joining us on Vacation Rental Mastery. Don't forget to subscribe and tune in for our next episode, where the journey to financial freedom and lifestyle flexibility continues. Here's to your success in the exciting world of vacation rentals.